Hello everybody, it's your host, Commando WMD, and today we're going to be talking about the NFL Combine, where I think all the players will go, and breaking down the most interesting storylines. It's going to be the first of a bunch of podcasts I'm planning on doing, so if you enjoy them, drop a like, subscribe, it means a lot. Alright, so let's jump right into it. The quarterback spot is the most important spot in this league. It's a passing league. Everyone knows it. It's been said thousands of times. So I'm here to emphasize that and talk about which quarterback's going to go number 2 to Cleveland. In my mind, it's between two people, Carson Wentz and Jared Goff. Wentz, obviously, the concerns with him are that he didn't play a strong talent at North Dakota State, which is, of course, an FCS school. And some people are worried that he will be the highest player taken out of FCS. To me, division doesn't matter. People doubted Aaron McNair. He turned out just fine for the Titans. And I don't expect anything less from Carson Wentz. He should be the number 2 pick. Jared Goff's hand size, which measured in at 9 inches, which is below the minimum, which is set by draft analysts and people that are smarter than me. They put it at 9.5 inches. Goff's measured in at 9. And with the weather in Cleveland being snow and rain and a bunch of other things like that, I expect them to go with Wentz, who's played in cold weather in North Dakota, played with talent, and knows how to win. He's won 2 titles. Goff went 1-11 in his freshman season. Now, he did turn that around, winning bowl game against Air Force this year. He played very well in that bowl game. He has a good talent of putting the ball where it needs to be, where only his receiver can get it. Wentz needs to work on his downfield passing a bit more. From the tape I've watched, it seems like he overthrows too many receivers on deep streaks. Now, there are some fast receivers. He'll have the pleasure of Josh Gordon hopefully being reinstated to the league if he goes to Cleveland. But other than that, there aren't too many great receivers in Cleveland. And I think he'll have to work with the system. He can move outside the pocket. I think some scouts have started to compare him to Andrew Luck. I'm going to go the step to compare him to maybe even Cam Newton. He can certainly run, get outside the pocket, very athletic for his size. Newton is around 6'5", and that's around what Wentz is. He's got good arm strength. Characteristically, he'll miss some throws that he shouldn't miss. But other than that, I think he could be a great quarterback prospect. Paxton Lynch, another person up there that we haven't mentioned yet, he's going to go mid-first round, I think maybe to the Rams. I live in St. Louis. I don't like the Rams anymore. Anyway, my sleeper pick is going to be Dak Prescott. He looked good at the combines. He hit a lot of throws. He has arm strength, and he is developing his footwork under center. Oh, that's another thing about Carson Wentz. He has the immediate benefits for Cleveland, having worked under center at North Dakota State. Nothing that Paxton Lynch hasn't done yet. And Jared Goff has done a bit. The pro-style offense at Cal is good, but he has worked more in the shotgun. So let's move on to running backs. Running backs, obviously headlined by Ezekiel Elliott and Derrick Henry. Ezekiel Elliott ran fast 4.47 for a power back, and I think he could continue to develop with that speed and hopefully break more tackles. That was the one thing I don't think he did as well as he should have during this season at Ohio State. But I think overall he's going to be the best running back in this class. Derrick Henry, obviously power, and showed a lot of speed with that 4.54. Henry needs to bring down his weight in at a too heavy, 247. The minimum, that's about 10 pounds overweight. About 237 is the max you want to get from a running back. He is 6'3", bit bigger, maybe a Le'Veon Bell, who is a power back, that still has speed and still can get to the outside. That's who Derrick Henry's going to be. Sleeper pick, Josh Ferguson ran a 4.47 and went pretty much unnoticed in his career at Illinois. I think he is a mid-round pick who develops well. All right, let's move on to wide receivers. Again, a very slow year for a wide receiver draft. The fastest was Will Fuller, running a 4.32 by a lot. There are only 2 receivers under 4.4. I think that if you have to go with Will Fuller on this, Laquan Treadwell, of course, didn't run. He will probably get under 4.4, but nothing is guaranteed at Ole Miss's Pro Day. Fuller, I think, is the target you'll want. Maybe Deronio Wilson is my sleeper pick out of Mississippi State. All right, let's go to the offensive line. One thing I was very disappointed about was that Laramie Tunsil didn't compete in either bench press or 40-yard dash. I'd like to see him. It'll be very interesting to watch Ole Miss's Pro Day to see where he ranks in those, see if he can be among elite, because Jack Conklin is closing in on him and can run him off. Maybe no longer be that number 1 pick. So, yep. And someone that's going under the radar, Taylor Decker is not a name I've heard a lot recently. Very good offensive lineman out of Ohio State, blocked for Elliott there. All right, so let's go to the defensive side of the ball. Defensive side of the ball, we're going to start defensive line. Obviously, you've heard this. I shouldn't be the first person telling you this, but it's going to be a very strong year for defensive tackles. As Tom McShay says, this could be one of the strongest years for defensive tackles ever. So I think that they need to have Ashawn Robinson, DeForest Buckner, Joey Bosa, people like that, speed rushers mixed with interior linemen that can both get to the quarterback and stop the run. Who's going to go? Okay, I'm thinking that Bosa will go ahead of Buckner. I think that Buckner is good, but I think nothing can maximize the skill that Joey Bosa showed during his career at Ohio State. He looked very good getting to the quarterback, very good stopping the run, very good finesse moves, very good power moves. This kid has it all. I think he goes top 10 pick, maybe goes 4, maybe even goes 1 to Tennessee. That would be a very interesting combination, seeing him matched up on the other side of Jarrell Casey. All right, let's go to the linebackers. Obviously, one of the things that came out today when I'm recording this, it was that Jaden Smith has been taken off the board of 3 teams. They express concern for his deep, long-term health with his knee injuries, not just immediate. Jaden Smith promises he'll be back to 100%, but I don't think that this is what these coaches are worried about. I think they're worried about the knee injuries and the current and long-term effects. So I think if you're drafting a linebacker, you want to go with Miles Jack out of UCLA. He's a possible option to go to LA, maybe a possible option to go to New York with John Beeson retiring. That's the Giants, by the way. All right, secondary. I think the highest secondary player picked will be Vernon Hargreaves out of Florida. Hargreaves is a very good talent, can stop the short underneath passes, can pick off passes, can read quarterback's eyes, played very well during Florida this year and in previous years, and will be a true talent there. I say he goes 3 to San Diego. I think they're going to be looking to draft secondary high, and that's who's going to fall into their lap. If they don't draft Hargreaves, expect San Diego to maybe trade down. Don't be surprised. All right, one player I'd like to talk about is Eli Apple. I feel like Eli Apple is a bit overrated. He committed too many defensive pass interference penalties and gave up too many plays at Ohio State. I watched his tape, and this confirms that I just don't know if he's ready for prime time. If he can stop all the passes, can stop all the routes. I don't know. He will probably develop into being a great corner long term, but I don't think he's worthy of a late first round selection. I say you pick him mid second round or earliest. So yeah, all right, that's gonna do it, guys. So I hope you guys enjoyed my video. If you do, always remember to drop a like. Remember to subscribe. Remember to comment any questions or confusions you had about this. Comments. So yeah, you guys have a great rest of your day. Commanders out. Peace.